You know, it's crazy, man. Like, so I'm doing an interview with a guy tomorrow, and I know he's gonna ask me about the Passport Bros, but I was gonna tell him, I'm like, look, man, the way it started, the way we was, I coined the phrase and we were just kind of using it casually, it really had nothing to do with the women per se back in the States. Like, we weren't trying to, one up them or anything, or even really talking about them in that manner, So the thing about it is, like, I wasn't on TikTok, so I wasn't even aware of the back and forth that was going on TikTok until I found out about Auston Hollerman.
Whoa. Stop dating in the United States altogether. And that's what's gonna make women wake up. They don't need a man, they don't need us, let them die alone.
Okay. And I'm sitting here like, why are we talking about, you know what I'm saying, we moving, we traveling, but Auston wasn't even traveling at that time. But he was repping Passportbros like he was. He had been to Brazil like one time for like a couple of days, right? So initially, that's how I went viral. I'll be honest, that's how I went viral. And now it's just like, I wish we can grow past the gender war that's going on, because we're not thinking about that.
No.
And like I say, when we run into American girls, despite all the shit that you're talking about on the States, they usually pretty cool. Like, we went out last night.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cheers.
The women that are from the U.S. that I typically meet abroad, they end up being like super cool. Like we typically have the same mindset of, hey, maybe the U.S. isn't the best option to live in. And I love the fact that you hit on the Passport Bros. Like in general, in the news or whatever, it's all focused on women. But I think it's a mindset shift that the U.S. may no longer be the best option for us to live in. And that doesn't necessarily mean that only men can be in the Passport Bro movement or the Passport Cis movement. You could really kind of adapt it for women as well, because some women in the U.S. have the same mindset, like, hey, maybe the U.S. isn't the best for me. And the young lady that we hung out with last night from Chicago, she had the same mindset. She was like, yo, I want to figure out where I want to live. She's been to Thailand, she's been to Vietnam, she's been to Korea, and she's like, I can really see myself living in Southeast Asia somewhere. And I'm like, we have the same type of mindset. And the Passport Bro and Cis movement, it can include all of us, and it doesn't have to be strictly focused on women. It's just a mindset, in my humble opinion. But you can correct me if you want to, BMT.
Well, see, this is the thing. It's like, I thought that too, because I was in Colombia, and it was a chick that, I had a Black Man Travels popping.
Yeah.
And she thought a Black Girl Travels or something like that. And I thought that we would all just be cool, like whatever. But the problem was when they saw that we were dating the Colombian women pretty heavy, and we wasn't really messing with them in that way. Like, and if we did mess with them, it was kind of like a, you know what I'm saying? Like a rendezvous, then back to the Colombian chicks,
Exactly. I'm so glad you brought that up, man, because in my mind, when I'm thinking about like the Passport Bro movement, yes, we have the ability to date women outside of our own nationality, right? But I also think about it from the women's side and how they will most likely struggle if they are living in a foreign country, dating the local men. Because typically the local men in these Latin American countries or these Asian countries, they're not going to be higher earners, right? So you're going to be dating the guy that makes 10 or 20K a year, and that's actually rich for their country. But from an American standpoint, you're below the poverty line. So that kind of leaves the foreign women in Southeast Asia or in Latin America, it kind of leaves them in a cooked position, because they can't date the other expats or people that live in the area, and they can't date the local men. So what does that leave them with, right? That leaves them with almost nobody to date.
On top of the cultural differences.
Yeah, on top
of
the cultural
differences. There's some major cultural differences, like, especially in Southeast Asia. You know what I'm saying? I'll be trying to tell sisters, like, all right, be careful, because it's like, the rules are much different here.
Yeah.
Like, they just can't call the police on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in America, they can call the police and get you all messed up. Out here, it's just like, they ain't coming.
Absolutely.
They're going to just look at you. The police do come, they're going to look at you like, what are you calling us for?
Yeah, and honestly, I think us as being Black men, we're more universal worldwide when it comes to the dating market. But when it comes to the other way around, when it comes to women, and this is no disrespect to my Black women out there, they just aren't as universally accepted in the dating marketplace abroad. And that's just an observation that I've seen from traveling to 20 plus different countries, is that the black men that travel, we have a lot higher likelihood of success when it comes to dating abroad than the black women that maybe go abroad to these same countries in Thailand, Vietnam, Brazil, Peru, Mexico. I just look at it like, who are the black women dating in these foreign countries? That is just my question. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but that is just a general question, in my opinion.
Man, unfortunately, and I'm just gonna keep it a buck, and it's like the passport cis movement, if you want to call it that, is starting to gain like not the best reputation, because a lot of the local guys are looking at them as like a quick hookup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even in Colombia, they have certain little terms, sanky panky. Like I had a Venezuelan cat that was finessing an American sister. He was just finessing her. She would walk him right to the ATM. He used to tell me, yo, watch this. Forgot watch this. What's that in Spanish? Mia. Like, hey, come look at this, right? Yeah. And take her right to the ATM machine, give her a few kisses, and come right back and buy drinks for us.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? Smooth Venezuelan cat too.
And I think that the local men in these countries view women as like a delicacy, like black women as a delicacy. And it's like every now and then you want to like have this delicacy. They're like, I got a black girl, but it can also be kind of like reversed for us guys as well.
Yeah, we're a fetish.
Yeah,
in some cases.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're a fetish, especially out here.
But I think when foreign women have us as a fetish and then they actually obtain us, they're like, hey, I can actually see this kind of going a little bit further, because this guy, he may be able to learn the language, or he knows some type of basis of the language, and you can kind of acclimate to the culture a little bit better, in my humble opinion. And women in foreign countries are actually, from my own experience, they have the patience to kind of teach us their culture. And I think we're more open to it as well, to learn it. Because over the years, I spent 6 months living in Mexico. I was able to pick up Spanish to a pretty good degree in 6 months. And that's because people that I've met along the way were able to sit down, teach me the culture, teach me the language, teach me how things work in the country. And that's how I could have seen myself living there long term, is because I spent more time in the country, more boots on the ground time.
Okay. And what was your longest relationship overseas?
Ooh, that's a good question. So my longest relationship overseas, I want to say it was about 5 to 6 months. Yeah, so I was...
Gotta be a Latina, I already know. That's not Latina relationships right there.
Listen, I mean, she may or may not have been on this channel before, but yes, it was with a Mexican woman in Guadalajara. So, yeah.
Okay. And I know this is just your preference for the most part, but where would you say the most beautiful women, just for your preference, have been? In what country?
Oof, that I personally visited? Man, I gotta say Brazil, man. I gotta say Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil out there.
Brazil, but
Brazil out there.
It's just the safety component is keeping me from actually trying to relocate to Brazil. I know there's safer places outside of the major cities, but I would say like Brazil has the women 100%. It's killing almost every other country worldwide, maybe besides like Colombia or Venezuela. And we can't even go to Venezuela, so Colombia.
Yeah.
As well.
Venezuela would be beautiful too, though. Maybe all in Colombia. They be. Once Venezuela, I just hate that, everything's going on right now. I thought Venezuela was going to calm down at some point, because it'd be a great, Venezuela closer than Colombia. So it's like, it'd be a great investment opportunity.
Yes.
They got some beautiful islands. My personal assistant is from Venezuela.
Wow.
And she be going to these little islands, and they just the most gorgeous islands you'll ever see, with the most gorgeous, women there too. And they pretty laid back. I would say they some of the more laid back Latinas. I dated a couple of Venezuelans back in the day. Let me put that out there.
Yeah, you gotta make that discernment for sure.
Yeah, man. So before we go, I always ask this, man. You got guys looking at this video who are thinking about getting their passport and everything like that. And I know they want to try to find work online, or so they can spend months like spending months overseas and everything, and not have to worry about income. What did you do to put yourself in this position?
That's a good question. So what I did, so I'm a real estate agent. at the end of the day. And I'm a content creator. So what I did is every single transaction that I did through real estate, I put a large chunk of money to the side for travel. So over 3, 4, 5, 6 transactions this current year, I had enough money to say, hey, I can just not work for 1 month, 2 months, and kind of enjoy myself and not really have a super strict budget. So I would say, just if you guys do have like a 9 to 5, or if you have a remote job, if you have a remote job, even better. But if you have a regular 9 to 5, just set a certain percentage of each of your paychecks and just put it in a separate account for travel and don't touch it. So have it automatically go into that separate account, and over time that account's going to build to a point where you can buy your flight, you can buy your accommodations, and then you have your spending money. That's all you need. And it does take time. It's not going to be instant. It took me about 9 months to save to have like an entire month and a half off. So it's going to take time. So you can't be out here with a regular 9 to 5 and expect to have enough PTO if you don't just put in the work and grind throughout the whole year, and then you have that time off. And then when you have that time off, you can relax and kick it.
All right, man. Appreciate you coming on. Great interview, bro.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you, BMT. Thank you for platforming, man.
All right, peace. Go follow my man, Tripping with Jay.
Tripping with Jay.